Morena, you beautiful creation. It's a stunning morning this morning, and we are off for a dive. Haramai. It's us, whanau, we're out there, where is the bro? Shot! Witty boys! Ooh.
Yo, what's up my beautiful whanau? It's your mokopuna harmonious Ra, back in the moana again. Now as you can see, we were greeted with the most epic visibility. This is 10 meters that I'm dropping down to at the moment, and it's just deliciously good. This was my first time seeing trumpeter, and it was just a wicked buzz. As the school of trumpeter started to move off, I noticed in the distance 3 tarakihi coming in for a bit of a nosy. So I lined them up and boom, they just gapped it just before I went to go pull the trigger. Like 1 millisecond later and we would have had tarakihi in the kete. I stayed down for a little bit longer, seeing if they'd come back, but nah, they took off. On this drop, I saw off in the distance a fish moving in close. I was like, yeah, tarakihi, but then it just turned out to be a blue moki, so I let him swim on. Not long after that though, finally managed to get a tarakihi in the kete. Yeah, stoked as. The spot was a little bit quiet, so we decided to move on to the next location. Now the viz at this next spot was absolutely unreal, and I managed to find the butterfish oasis. The underwater realm is such a magical, wondrous place. Boom, there they were. Big, powerful Paua. My eyeballs couldn't believe what they were seeing. These Pauas were massive. These were definitely the biggest Paua I'd ever seen, and all of them measured legal sideways. It was such a privilege to be harvesting these beautiful big Paua, and I was super grateful. Some of these Paua even had full-on seaweed stalks growing off the top of them, and just amazing. After I finished collecting my 10 Paua, I moved on to do some more spearfishing. I still wanted to collect my blue cod that I came out here to get as well, and this was my opportunity. I gotta say I was kind of on the fence with this one, but just because I didn't quite know if he'd be legal or not, and I honestly couldn't even remember the legal size limit, so I decided to take a risk and I took this fish. And when I got back on the boat, measured him up, and yeah, he was legal all right. On this next drop, I found an awesome spot with some good sized trumpeter. Now, I was still kind of unaware around the size limit for trumpeter, but I had a feeling that these would be legal. So I took a chance and picked my fish, and yeah, took him. When I got back on the boat and measured him up, yep, he was legal. I hung around in the spot for a little while after, just observing and swimming with these beautiful fish. It was such a magical opportunity. There, brother. Oh.
Right on, my beautiful whanau, we are out here at the bottom of the Bloom South Island, and it feels like it too. Oh. Out here with the boys, and we've just come out to a beautiful spot. The visibility's been absolutely primo, and I've got to see and shoot my first trumpeter. I'm looking forward to tasting this, and it's been an awesome experience today. Seeing a few blue cod, and check these Pauas out. Look at the size of those bad boys. Beautiful, beautiful. We're on our way now to go and have a look for some oysters. Out of my whanau.
So we got to our next location and my GoPro went flat. So I never managed to get any underwater footage, but here's the result of our awesome little dive.
Bluffies.
Oh,
Beauty.
every time.
Couldn't resist the fresh taste of beautiful bluff oysters. So we were content with our beautiful kai that we were going home with, and it was just a massive day. Thanks, Rowan and bro.
Okay, so a bit of a reflection phase. Okay, so the story with this beautiful big flounder was when we were getting our oysters, I was swimming along and this dude was just chilling out on the bottom, real shallow water. I had no gun, so I just pulled my knife out, went down real slow and got him in the head, and here he is here. Beautiful, big, fat, juicy flounder. I love these. Coat them in a bit of flour and then pan fried just like that. Reka. Story with the trumpeter was I found a rock that was like a pin just popping up out of nowhere. It was probably around 8 meters, coming out at 8 meters, and there were like heaps of big beautiful schools. You would have seen all the big beautiful schools of trumpeter that I saw, and there was just a few of these guys, good legal sizes, were just coming in and cruising around as well. This was my first time shooting trumpeter, so I had to be really wary and cautious of not shooting undersized fish. So I picked my target really well, and he's legal size, and that's my first trumpeter. This here is a tarakihi, and these guys are actually quite elusive. Like, they're there, but they won't give you much opportunity. If you're too bold, if you're too keen when down the bottom and sending out their vibration, they'll take off straight away. So I sort of had to really play my cards right and sit at the bottom and wait till these guys came in, got curious enough to come close enough, and then I pulled the trigger. So that was a cool little addition to the kite. Tarakihi, I don't usually get my hands on some tarakihi very often, so we might turn that one into a bit of a raw fish. And then there's this dude, the old blue cod, the old famous blue cod from down south. yeah, I saw a lot of blue cod yesterday, but they were all just probably undersized, and this is the thing when spearfishing, is that you just don't want to go crazy shooting all the fish you see. You have to make sure that you shoot fish that are of legal limit, and I didn't want to take anything that was undersized. So I was a little bit on the fence with this guy, but I took the risk. I shot him, took him back, put him in the kete, and then measured him up, and he was well over legal. So that's the story of our beautiful blue cod. They love hanging around on sandy weed edges, so if you're ever looking for one, hang out in the sand on the weed edges. Now you obviously saw the footage of me gathering these massive, beautiful Paua. Look at those, just stunning, beautiful, big taonga. The spot where we went to was just riddled with them. It was truly a unique experience. We don't get Paua this big up north back in Gizzy. Well, I haven't found any anyway, and it's such a privilege to be even holding these beautiful taonga. So truly grateful, and a massive experience on that behalf as well. These Paua are going to be going to my cousin, and we're going to do heaps of spread the love. Can't forget these beauties, these things here, bluff oysters, the beautiful blimmin' taonga, the taonga of the bluff. I've been wanting to get my hands on these since I got here. I've been asking around, trying to find a spot where I can free dive for these, because I knew there was a spot, just a matter of asking around and looking, and we found them. So thanks very much, Wedi Southland, for showing me where they were. This kai is going to be for my cousin, so we're on our way out there after this. But in reflection on yesterday's journey, what a massive experience, what a beautiful experience out there at that island, and pushing through so many different layers and levels of myself internally to do with the temperature of the moana. My suit has holes all through it, and it's getting thin. It was 5 mil, but now it's been thrashed. It's probably more like 3 mil. So I got cold pretty quick, and had to really tune into my heart space and my heart rate, and try and call into my breath to tame the urges and the shivering that was going on with my tinana. So that was a big process for me, all the while trying to do that, but also gather kai and hunt fish at the same time. So at the end of the day, it was so rewarding for me to come back here, having gathered kai and having pushed through my limits and my boundaries. So that brings a whole nother level of appreciation to the kai that I'm about to process as well. Truly blessed and grateful for each and every one of you guys for continuing to follow and support this journey. I'm down here in Bluff, obviously, down in Invercargill, bottom of the deep south, and waiting for the time when we are allowed to have big gatherings again. Then I'm going to start collaborating with all these beautiful people that I've connected with down here to create space, and we're going to hold the next creating space kaupapa down here. So hara mai whanau, thank you for tuning in. I send you big waves of AROHA from the center of my being. See you on the next vlog.
Special thanks and a big shout out to all of these beautiful people who are choosing to support my journey around Aotearoa. I really appreciate you, whanau, and I probably don't say it enough, but from the center of my being, I am so grateful. I am truly grateful. Thank you.
This is Harley Road. What are you doing, Harley? Tutuing with the ika. Are you saying thank you, Te Moana, for the ika? Thank you. Cheer, the whānau having a mean feed.
Sorry.